Alright, welcome back to the GSL Code A. It is time for Virus against Shine. Virus has been around for forever. And you know, this guy has always kind of been the round of 32 Code S guy, but with our new format, man, he is being tested here again.
Exactly, he is up against Shine, and Shine is a very good Zerg player. Well, this basically goes without saying. As soon as you mention his clan tag, he's playing for TSL, and there's not a single Zerg player in this team that is actually bad.
Yeah, that's so true, man. Shine looked incredible in their last GSTL match as well. This is going to be a really, really tough game for Virus. We'll see if he can do it right away on Antigua Shipyard.
To the bottom of the map, we have the StarTale player. It is one of the Terrans in the roster. It is Virus. And he's up against the TSL Zerg. He is up against Shine. And very important about Shine is also that he loves creep spread. Shine is one of those players that has a very good style, not only against Terrans that used to go bio, but also against any kind of mech. He was one of the training partners of Major when Major trained in Korea, and I've observed a couple of these games that they played, and I have to say that Shine is actually incredible. He has a really nice multitasking. It's amazing, and especially how he has mechanics, sweating creep, injects, everything that he does is just spot on. So this should be by far our best game today.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, there's some other games that I thought might be close to it, but well, it turns out that it's not actually. It's not quite, you know. Let's be honest. Like, those games we saw today so far were pretty one-sided.
Yeah, they were pretty one-sided. Pretty straightforward. 2-0 wins by every single one of them. But the thing here is that, of course, I talked a little bit about Shine already, because I just feel that we don't have to really introduce Virus all that much. Virus has been, as he said, he has been around forever. He's a very, very strong Terran player as well, and every single time that I kind of underestimate him a little bit and think that he might not be up to the challenge, he impresses me again.
Yeah,
and he shows this incredible skill, especially when it comes to, for example, up and down matches. He always performs like really well.
Yeah, it's like, you know, he's one of these Terrans that remains in Code S because he is Code S level, but he doesn't have any stylistic way of playing that makes him look special. He very rarely makes it to the round of 8, or I don't think he's ever made it to the round of 4 if I'm not mistaken. But he's always in Code S, and he's always there. He's one of those players that's just in the group, and you're like, alright, well, it's StarTale Virus. He's a tough opponent. He's kind of he's like something that you have to pass to be in Code S. Like, to advance the next round, you have to beat Virus in the group. And
he's the gatekeeper.
Yeah, it's something like that. That's basically what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's kind of what he is. Like, he's always that guy in Code S that you have to get past. And right now, he could potentially fall out of the GSL entirely if he doesn't beat Shine here. A tough opponent for him to have to face.
Shine currently with his hatch and of course the pool, both of them nearly done. We have just normal openings. The first map, as you can see, is Antigua Shipyard. Therefore, a bit of an edge for Virus. It's really important for the Terran player to secure the middle of the map. As soon as you have control over the Zalnaga Watchtower and over this high plateau, you can do a lot of damage here in a great position to push out, take down the 4th base of your opponent, which is exactly the problem for Zerg. It's not only securing the middle of the map, but also taking the 4th base is really hard, especially when you're facing a Terran player that has this drop style, or you have drop play everywhere. Because on a normal map, what you want to do is you, for example, Mutalisks are a great option for a lot of maps, especially smaller maps where you try to shut down the drop play. But on Antigua Shipyard, we don't see them all that often. They are just, you don't have really the potential of doing as much damage as you have on other maps, so it's a little bit more stressful. At the same time, if you rely on Broodlords, you have a problem because the map is so big. It's really hard to get them into a good position, and if at some point you lose your anti-air, you might lose the Broodlords as well, and suddenly the whole game just goes completely wrong and is lopsided in favor of the Terran. So you have to kind of rely on Ling and Ultralisk and Festa, a combination that we see over and over again. We've seen other combinations, but it's the most likely one.
The Baneling combination that we're seeing right now, that's kind of made a little bit of a resurgence. For example, Lasura doing this a lot right now, and ST doing it a little bit, where you just have almost pure Ling is something that we may see as well.
That is actually something that Hyun plays
Hyun too.
Very, very often. Hyun is a player who really loves this mid-game attack. The problem that you have sometimes with the mid-game attack with a lot of Banelings is you have to make sure that your opponent doesn't have siege tanks. So it depends on what exactly the Terran player does. And right now we have Virus with the style where we could definitely see this by Shine. But as long as the first few siege tanks are on the high ground, you have no chance to make this attack work. This is the one thing that counters it. As soon as there's siege tanks in the pictures, you have no chance with the Link Baneling attack. Well, not no chance, but only you have a chance if everything went well in the early game, but normally it's really hard to make it happen because siege tanks are just so good against Bane.
Yeah, they totally shut it down. I mean, it's as direct of a counter as there can ever be. Third Command Center, though, we're seeing basically the Pulse style here is what I like to call this, where your Reactor Hellions, you one Reactor expand into Double Gas, and the Reactor Hellions into Banshee play while you take a third Command Center with or without Cloak. And in this case, it looks like he is going to be skipping Cloak, but you can now choose to make it since the Overlord died and he was supply blocked there, but it looks like he's going to stick without the Cloak. By the way, I wanted to mention this very briefly, but it was just announced that Korea's WCS will be broadcasted by GOMTV. I want to say that Calgary and I will be casting that entire tournament. It's going to be really exciting. 30 million won prize pool, so just tell your friends about that. We're going to talk about a lot more later on in our evening session of Code A, but look forward to that because it's going to be sick.
It's definitely going to be incredible. Korea, the WCL is a great tournament. It's still a little bit unknown that Blizzard hosts this entire thing. Not really unknown, but the attention that they get is not as much as it really deserves. There was a lot of very good production value in most of the tournaments that I've watched so far. It was really great done. I'm happy that Blizzard does something like this.
I really enjoy it as well. I mean, like, obviously some regions are better known for StarCraft than others, and some regions, you know, I guess some people would say are stronger than others. So a lot of people really kind of discount that. But for example, I was watching the France WCS just a few days ago, and it was cool to me because I want to see like the best player in France in the finals. I want to know what he's like. I want to know who's going to qualify. I want to see players from all over the world come together and compete against each other. And I think the idea of that is awesome because they can win. Yeah, the global finals, like
they will be sick.
They can win. You know, obviously Koreans are the favorites by most people's standards, but what if some quote-unquote no-name guy actually takes some great games off some of these players? It could be awesome. This Queen build that we're seeing from Shine is just so hard to shut down. Even with Hellions and Banshees together, the Queens are just so strong, it's hard for him to actually approach this.
He has 7 Queens on the map right now, and with those Queens he can defend really well against what Virus is currently trying to do, taking down a few drones and stopping the economy of the Zerg player. But it's not as easy as that. It's with all the gas that he has, the 3 bases, creep spread. I talked about his creep spread earlier, but right now he's already doing a great job. At the 10-minute mark, he's actually blocking his opponent's third as he's defending against this. And Virus is not really paying attention. He will probably... Oh, will he? Just saving his Banshee. But yeah, at the third base, the Overlord has been killed, but there is still creep spread, and now Virus has to wait a little bit before he can land this orbital command. Definitely annoying to him.
Just the creep spread, the aggressive Queens against the Banshees, the transfuses, everything about that was so awesome by both players. Virus actually targeting down tumors with his Hellions and his Banshees, consistently taking those out, but Shine not stopping. You know, this is actually, to me, something that's really cool about the new Queen style is that as a spectator, it's awesome to see this constant battle between the two that seems very close. In the end, the Queens will win, but if you leave the Queens alone, the creep comes out so much faster. But if you fight the Queens, you know, you have to be careful with how much you commit because you can lose your Banshees and your Hellions. We just saw Virus lose 1 Banshee, second one barely escaping. By the way, our transition here is pretty normal. We've got a Hive on the way, but 2-2s coming out at a normal timing for the Lings, and the Infestors are flying.
We had 1 drone trying to take a 4th base at the top of the map. He still has planned to take 1 expansion there, but there was a Banshee, so now he sends one of the drones down to the bottom left. And I have to say right now everything is textbook for Shine. He's doing this really well. He's spreading his creep, he's attacking, he's just preparing everything. We only have this small battle, these micro battles going on in the middle of the map, but Shine is playing really well. So does Virus. He's on 3 bases right now. He was a little bit annoyed by this creep at the 3rd. But now this is the phase of the game where we will actually see a lot of the action happening. He sends off another... Well, the Banshee is trying to take down this expansion. The Queens are on their way, but this is
not
too
be there
late.
In time.
Yeah.
Cancels. And the drone...
Yeah, the Banshee dies.
This is
Those
so funny.
queens are like, you are not hurting my baby.
That could have been like a situation where you saw a drone get transfused, man. That could have happened, actually. I was so excited for it, but it didn't happen.
But look at things right now. The state of the game is we have Hive Tech, we have +2/+2 for both players on their way, even Adrenal Glands, the transition into Ultralisks. We talked about it earlier, Ling, Infesta, Ultralisks. But now 4th and 5th base are building. So this is putting the pressure onto Virus. He has to drop right now. He has to send, if he doesn't use drops, because let's be honest about it, he doesn't have too many bad evacs. 2 will not be enough. He has to send a couple of run-bys to the bottom left and the middle top on the map in order to make sure that he is forcing this down. But Shine does not stop with his creep spread. We have 14, 15 active creep tumors on the map right now. He has the middle of the map, and to be honest with you, I think that Virus is right now playing a little bit too defensive.
Yeah, it looks like he's finally starting to do some
Is this a drop to the left side of the map, or is this only
It's
a
a
Viking?
Viking,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the Viking.
But he is sending a drop around the bottom now, and I think he's going to load up a second one if he hasn't already. I'm trying to find it. No,
This is the time of the game where he needs to put on pressure, where he needs to shut down these 4th bases. If Shine is able to secure a 4th and 5th, then things are really bad for Virus. Then he will be in a very tough spot.
Well, he's going to drop these Marines out on the left side here. They will be 2-2 very soon, so he's going to clean up these Lings. On the right side, you see that drop that is on screen. And he actually didn't control his Marines very well on the left side, so he's going to lose that drop potentially.
This is, by the way, one of the reasons why you want to resort to Lings on this map. Lings are just a lot faster than if you would use Broodlords, because with the Broodlord composition, it's very slow to react to any time or any kind of drop play. Middle of the map now, he's trying to claim it. Virus, that is, at the same time is dropping at the top, but here come the Zerglings and the Infestors. The siege tanks have to siege up on the low ground. Shine is just making everything possible, is doing everything in his
power to defend, yeah.
Thanks.
And, you know, he does lose the hatchery on the right side, but the left one is still alive, and that's the beauty of double expanding in 2 opposite sides of the map. You just have so much flexibility with that. Because if your opponent really commits to one side, then the other side is fine. 3 Ultras on the way as the Greater Spire is started. He even makes a 4th Ultra. And his upgrades are going strong. He's actually ahead of Virus quite significantly in upgrades right now.
Creep spread is crazy now, but this is the time when Virus pushes out, tries to take the middle of the map. He already has the Zelnaga Watchtower, and he knows about his opponent's expansion in the middle. So if he sieges forward with his tanks, then he will be in the perfect position to take this base down. But on 4 bases, this is Shine, that is. This is something that the Zerg player will really like. He's going for 3-3, but so does Virus. Both of them playing a really nice macro game here. And Virus' 4th base is so delayed because there is still creep in the spread in the middle of the map. This is what it comes down to. This phase of the game, this is where things are going to get exciting.
Yeah, things are starting to get a little bit hairy here as the base at the top left taking some serious hits, and he's got a nice siege up position in the middle, but the fungals are great.
Problem though with moving in here, but Virus is losing a lot, and he's losing his tanks as well. Even though Shine had a problem with the unit pathing here, he's taking down the whole army of Shine, of Virus.
Yep, and he keeps
more coffee, Caldo, more coffee.
He keeps the hatchery alive at 88 hit points as well. He's got so many queens to transfuse. He used a few of them. He actually could transfuse some more, and yep, as I say that, he starts doing it. He's got, you know, so many ultras here that don't have full hit points. He's got the transfuses available. He's going to continue to spread his creep. It's kind of leaking around the right side and the left side right now. He's rebuilding it in the middle. And with the Burrowed Zerling and the creep spreading towards that 4th base, for Virus, he can't take it right now, and he is down in supply. His upgrades are still behind as well, and this is scary.
Shine has to be careful, though. He is in the perfect spot now, but attacking into a sieged-up Terran is never something that you want to do. So if he just takes additional bases here, secures them, spreads the creep again, which he does, and makes sure that he is prepared for whenever his opponent is moving out, that would be much better for him. That would be a great position for him to be in. Attacking into the sieged-up tanks is definitely something that he should try to avoid here.
Yeah, you're right. And look at this drop defense by Shine on the left side as well. He sees the drop, sends a bunch of Lings over here. Maybe too much, though, bringing the Ultras with it as well.
Looking at the transition, though, I love that he's going for Broodlords now, because now is a perfect time to do so. Earlier on, he made sure that with the composition that he had, he could react to whatever was happening. But now he has control over the map. Now he can afford this transition. And he is trying to force his opponent into a very bad spot, because Virus has no Vikings. Well, I think he still... No, he does not have a single one of them.
He didn't even add extra starport.
Yeah, so right now, as soon as the Brood Lords attack, he will be in a position where he's like, okay, how do I defend against this? I have to stim in with my Marines, but I can't because there are too many Ultralists, there are Banelings, and there are also a few Infestors. Very good play by Shine so far, and he is in a dominating position here.
Yeah, the Command Center is only just now landed, but he may have to cancel the Planetary with the position he's in right now. Oh, the fungal hits everything!
Brilliant, the Zerglings rush in, and Virus is trying to make this happen, but the Planetary Fortress that he just started to upgrade will never finish in time. Now we have the additional starports being building, and he's also going for Thors, but Virus still in only on 3 bases, and he's slowly but steadily running out of minerals. He does not really drop too much, and with all the bases that Shine currently has, top right, bottom left, everywhere, it's really, really dangerous for Virus to send out additional medivacs because he has to be afraid of an attack right now in the middle of the map.
You're exactly right. He does not want to send any units that he's not going to have to fight with. He's doing a 1 Marauder drop all over the place. Marauder's up to 6 kills, but this fight, I mean, this could be the last one if he gets some fungals, but it looks like he doesn't have... Okay, there's a key fungal, and the Marine's solo on hit points now. The Ultra is trying to close in. The Queen's doing some extra damage as well. And here come the Banelings. Can they finish things off? No. Nice targeting by Virus, but Shine, he still just has too much. Queens alone are pushing the siege tanks back.
He has a lot here. He's pushed back once again. The Queens are trying to take down... Oh, wow. Actually, he doesn't move them back. They can't even transfuse those Brood Lords. Shine has to be careful here. Virus is doing a lot of damage. He's moving in with those Marines, and they are upgraded on 3-3. This is the dangerous part.
Yeah,
without Infestors, exactly. He needs the Fungals. He needs Infestors in order to make this happen. And he's losing a couple of Ultralists right now.
Yeah, with that one Ultra killed 2 Marines.
Ah, dropping the Mule Hammer right away.
Yep,
that's what he needs.
Yeah, he absolutely does need it. He is so desperate for money right now.
And he's currently just looking like one of those guys that travels a desert, runs out of water, and then is nearly dying to thirst. But now, yeah, and then he just needs this income. He needs it so desperately. And here comes Shine trying to force the lift, and he's able to pull it off. There's the lift on the command center, and he's losing a lot of mining time with those mules. Very well done by Shine. But Virus is not done just yet. Shine needs to attack again. He needs to shut down this 4th base, and this is exactly what he's trying to do. He has the Infestors, he rebuilt them. He's currently on an Infestor count of 5, and he's building additional ones as we speak. He needs to do some damage here.
Yep, and he will. He will fungal these SCVs at least. If he gets the army, that's great for him as well. Baneling's rolling in, targets down the Planetary, and he's going to get out. This means no more binding at that base for Virus. Virus's drops not successful, like you said. He's just not able to do anything with those. He's desperate right now, and he's not even able to make anything work. Shine's money it's insane right now.
Shine has a great income, but he doesn't use a lot of these bases that he has built, not even for gas. So his Harvester count is currently at 77 to 46, which is also something that you need to be aware of, as we currently have nearly the same amount of army supply, 109 to 99 in favor of Shine. He takes down these Vikings, and with all he has a lot of options here. He can always try to switch his tech and make sure that Virus is running into a composition of units that he's not prepared for.
I like the split up here. He's sending his Ultras around the left side, and that's going to help him defend this drop. It also sets up a flank while he keeps the main army to the north, and well, he may have overdone it a little bit here, chasing this one medevac down with like 15 Infestors, but he will take the medevac out for sure. But this allows Virus kind of an interesting position. He's taking control of the center, and Shine's still trying to figure out the best angle of attack here, getting a few more Ultras out, and he's maxed now. He may wait for this last Ultralisk to pop, but I don't think he has to. Just depends on how he goes and what angle he goes. He's actually going to try to send his Infestors through the center. This is a little bit risky.
That's not all of them, though. A fair amount, and he's leading the charge with the Infested Terrans and moves in with Ultralisk and Zerglings. Well, the Fungal's not just yet, but he takes down tanks, and that's the important part. Without the siege tanks, this is a tough position for Virus to be in. Shine uses a few Fungals. The Mules takes down the last tank, and Virus is on his last leg here, trying to make those last few bio units work, but that's not enough DPS, especially against the max out upgraded Ultralisk. This is... he's really running out of steam here. He only has the 3rd base that is still mining. The main and the natural are already dead. Bad news for Virus.
Yeah, TSL Shine he's shutting him down at every turn, and I think this game may end soon because he has nothing to fall back on. He just made another command center. He may try to float that over to the 2 o'clock expansion, but he's not going to have any units. He's not going to have any production because the army of Shine is knocking on the front door. He's taking out these Marines. Good Fungals here, gets away with most of his infestors, losing a few Ultras by Stim Marauders, but in the end, the base is still not mining. The creep is denying him. He cannot even land it right now. And what does he do? I mean, there's nothing to do. The only transition to make is to type GG.
Virus was never really able to get this momentum going for him.
Yeah.
There's the GG, and Shine takes game number 1 and just proves that he is one of the best Zergs out there right now. Once again, the TSL school of Zerg, you can basically say.
I really like what you said there at the end, actually. You said he was never able to get the momentum, and that's really what Antigua is all about. You either have the momentum or you don't, and you have the middle or you don't. And even though he had the middle, he didn't have the economy to hold it. So Shine was like, all right, I'll let you have this for a minute, but you're also don't have enough units to drop me, and my drop defense is stellar. So I'm just going to starve you out while I have so many more bases than you. And then when I can attack the center, that's when I will. I'm not going to try to force the center too soon. He switched his composition to Broodlords and switched back into Ultralists. Just used his money to its best of its ability.
Virus is a great player, but I think here he played maybe a little bit too defensive. It's really hard for him to get this momentum going, but we've seen games where Hold and other Terran players were really passive on 3 bases for a long time. Their opponent took the entire map, and then suddenly the Terran pushes out slowly but steadily, takes the 4th, establishes a sieged up position in the middle of the map, and is just able to slowly but steadily not only force the Zerg back, but overwhelm him. That was something that Virus could not pull off here, and now he's playing Shine on Metropolis, which is, statistically speaking, a very bad map for Terran. We'll find out if Shine is able to make to get a 2-0 going for him here, or Virus comes back into his best of 3 and forces game number 3.